Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about the photosynthesis in higher plants. Today we are cover only the history of photosynthesis and structure of chloroplast and how to separate the pigments. Okay, let's start our topic.
Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about photosynthesis. What is our topic name? Photosynthesis. So, what is the meaning of photosynthesis? So, you can observe the word of the photosynthesis. Photo means light, sunlight. Photo means sunlight and synthesis. Making of food material. Making of food material. So, what you understood in the word of the photosynthesis? In the presence of sunlight, the plants are manufacture the food material. That is called photosynthesis. It is clear? Then what is the definition of the photosynthesis? The green plants. Why I am calling green plants? The green plants are have the chlorophyll pigment. The green plants are have the chlorophyll pigment. The green plants which are have the chlorophyll in the presence of sunlight, they are absorb the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, from the surrounding atmosphere. The green plants in the presence of sunlight, they absorb the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and absorb the water from soil. Okay, now they are going to prepare the organic acids. They are going to make the food materials like glucose, starch. Okay, the total process is called photosynthesis. The green plants in the presence of sunlight, they are catch the carbon dioxide from atmosphere, absorb the water from the soil and making the food materials in the presence of sunlight. So that's why it is called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. It is clear? Is it clear? Now, so now what happened here? What is the history of photosynthesis mechanism? In the year of 1770, the scientist name is Joseph Priestley. Priestley, who is the scientist name? Priestley in the year of 1770 doing experiment. The experiment name is Bell jar experiment. The experiment name is Bell jar experiment. Already we know in the earlier classes. What about the Bell jar experiment? He was going to take a bell jar, okay, and take a mouse, take a candle, lightening the candle. So inside the bell jar, mouse is there, lightening candle is there. After a few hours, what happened? The candle light is going to off. When the candle light going to off, what happened? What is the situation about the mouse? The mouse is going to suffocated with the absence of oxygen. Okay, so the bell jar experiment was practically proved by Joseph Priestley, and he was going to discover the oxygen, importance of the oxygen, and discovery of oxygen by Joseph Priestley in the year of 1774. In the year of 1774, is it clear? The bell jar experiment is done by Joseph Priestley. He was going to take a bell jar, inside the jar mouse and light candle is there. After the light off of the candle, the mouse is going to suffocated with the less of oxygen. So, and he was observed, yes, the mouse is going to suffocated because of the oxygen less condition. So the oxygen was first discovered by Joseph Priestley in the year of 1774. Ingenhouse in the year of 1779, he was going to do the research on aquatic plant. Which plant? Aquatic plant. For example, hydrilla. So he was going to take a beaker filled with water, and here aquatic plant is there. So in the presence of sunlight, what happened? The aquatic plant is going to participate in the photosynthesis and going to lose the oxygen. Green plants are elevating the bubbles in the water. So he was going to observe the bubbles from the green parts of the plant. The bubbles are nothing but oxygen. The oxygen going to evaluated in the process of photosynthesis mechanism. Okay, is it clear? Now, manufacture of starch in the photosynthesis mechanism was first observed by Van Sachs. What about the Julius Van Sachs? He was the first person to discover the manufacture of storing of starch in the plants. In the photosynthesis mechanism, the plants are utilize the water and carbon dioxide. Oxygen is going to oxidized, carbon dioxide is going to reduced and make the food material organic acid, and that organic acid is nothing but glucose. That glucose is going to stored like starch. So the preparation of starch in green plants was first observed by Van Sachs, and he was also credit of identify the hydroponics process in the mineral nutrition. Hydroponics, hydro means water. So the plants are growing in the nutrition solution without using of soil. It is called hydroponics. Okay, now we are going to discuss about the Engelmann. He was the first person to discover the actions absorption spectrum. Action absorption spectrum of the photosynthesis mechanism. We know in the photosynthesis mechanism which is responsible for the photosynthesis mechanism in the green plants, chlorophyll pigments. So the plants are have the pigments, chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, carotenoids. These are the pigments responsible for the photosynthesis mechanism. Okay, chlorophyll A is make the reaction center. Remaining pigments are called accessory pigments. Accessory pigments. So the pigments observe the different wavelength of sunlight. So that is going to practically proved by the Engelmann. That process is called action absorption spectrum of the photosynthesis process done by Engelmann. Next, Van Niel. Next scientist name is Van Niel. He was the first person to discover the biochemical reaction of the photosynthesis mechanism. Biochemical reaction of the photosynthesis mechanism. And Van Niel was going to do the research on the green sulfur bacteria, purple green sulfur bacteria. Van Niel is the first person to discover the biochemical reaction, chemical reaction of the photosynthesis mechanism. And he was do their research on which bacteria? Purple green sulfur bacteria. Purple green sulfur bacteria. And Engelmann was going to do the research and discover the action absorption spectrum and do the research on a algal member, and that algal member is Cladophora and Spirogyra. Cladophora and Spirogyra. Engelmann is going to research on a alga, green alga. That green alga name is Cladophora and Spirogyra. Van Niel is going to discover the chemical reaction of photosynthesis, do their reaction on research on purple green sulfur bacteria or purple green bacteria. Is it clear about the history of the photosynthesis? First of all, Joseph Priestley, bell jar experiment, oxygen discovery. Ingenhouse is going to discover research on the aquatic plant and elevating the oxygen like a bubbles. Okay, Van Sachs. What about the Van Sachs? In the green plants, through the photosynthesis mechanism, organic acid glucose is prepared that are stored like a starch. And Engelmann is going to do the research on Cladophora, green alga, and discover the action absorption spectrum. And Van Niel discover the chemical reaction of the photosynthesis, research on purple green bacteria. It is a photosynthetic bacteria, not only plants. The photosynthesis mechanism not only present in the plants, some of the bacteria also. Some of the bacteria is also have the chlorophyll pigment, that is called bacterium chlorophyll. Which bacteria have the bacterium chlorophyll? They also shows the photosynthesis mechanism and they also make their own food material. Is it clear? Okay. Yes, this is about the history of the photosynthesis mechanism. Now we are going to discuss about the site of photosynthesis. Site of photosynthesis. So what is the site of photosynthesis? Chloroplast. What is that? Chloroplast. Now we are going to discuss about structure of chloroplast. You can observe the chloroplast structure under electron microscope. Under electron microscope, some of the chloroplast molecules are appears like disc shape. Most of the chloroplast molecules are appears like disc shape. What is the structure of a chloroplast? Disc shaped. Majority of the plants have the chloroplast like a disc shaped. Some are have oval shaped, some are round, some are spiral. So you can observe the Spirogyra. The Spirogyra is having ribbon shaped chloroplast. Ribbon shaped chloroplast. And the chloroplast, it is a membrane bound cell organelle. Chloroplast is the membrane bound cell organelle, and the chloroplast is having two membrane structures. The first membrane is called outer membrane. Outer membrane. The chloroplast is surrounded by chloroplast membrane. How many membranes are there? Two are there. The outermost layer is there. First one is the outermost chloroplast membrane. First one is the outermost chloroplast membrane. Beneath the outer membrane, second one is the inner membrane. Second one is the inner chloroplast membrane. Between outer membrane and inner membrane, empty space is there. That is called perichloroplast space. Perichloroplast space. Perichloroplast space. And you can observe the inside of the chloroplast. The inside of the chloroplast, empty charged space is there. Empty charged space is there. The empty charged space is called stroma. Is called stroma. This is very, very important for us. Okay, compare with these. You can observe the inside of the chloroplast. The inside of the chloroplast is having charged empty space. The charged empty space of the chloroplast is called stroma. Is called stroma. And in the stroma, the membrane bond sac-like structures are there. Membrane bond, these are the membrane. Membrane bond sac-like structures are there. In the stroma of the chloroplast, membrane bond sac-like structures are there, like this. Like this. The membrane bond sac-like structures present in the stroma are called thylakoid. The membrane bond sac-like structures present in the chloroplast are called thylakoid. Are called thylakoid. And the thylakoids are arranged like a pills of coins. In the stroma, this is the one thylakoid. This is another thylakoid. This one, this one, this one, this one. These all thylakoids arranged like a pills of coins. Arranged like a pills of coins, one by one. One on the one, one on the one. Pills of coins. The total structure is called grana. The total structure is called grana. Granum is a singular, grana is a plural. What about the grana? Generally, you can observe the chloroplast. The chloroplast is having the membrane bond sac-like structures are called a thylakoid, and the thylakoids are arranged like a pills of coins. That is called grana. That is called grana. And you can observe a thylakoid. For example, this is a thylakoid. The portion inside the thylakoid, the portion inside the thylakoid is called lumen. Is called lumen. What about lumen? The portion, the chamber present inside the thylakoid, the chamber present inside the thylakoid is called lumen. Is called lumen. Now, listen. The inner portion of the thylakoid is called lumen, and you can observe the thylakoids. Between the thylakoid, a membrane bond layer is there. That is called lamella. That is called lamella, which is present in the stroma. So that's why it is called stroma lamella. It is called stroma lamella. Stroma lamella. Understood this one? This is called stroma lamella, and these are called grana, and a single one is called thylakoid. Okay? Now what happened here? You can observe a thylakoid. On the thylakoid membrane, on the thylakoid membrane, we have pigment molecules. The pigment molecules are situated on the thylakoid membrane. Pigment molecules are situated on the thylakoid membrane. So where the pigment molecules are situated? The pigment molecules are present in the thylakoid. Present in the thylakoid. So that's why you can observe the photosynthesis. The photosynthesis is having two reactions. Photosynthesis is having two reactions: light reaction, dark reaction. Photosynthesis including two reactions. One is light reaction, and another one is dark reaction. Answer is there. Light reaction is required sunlight. Dark reaction does not require sunlight. Okay. So in the photosynthesis, light reactions are takes place. The light reactions of the photosynthesis are takes place in the thylakoid. Takes place in the thylakoid. This is a very most important in the NEET examination. What happened? The photosynthesis is having two reactions, light reaction and dark reaction. The light reaction takes place in the thylakoid. Takes place in the thylakoid, and dark reactions takes place in the stroma. Dark reactions takes place in the stroma. What are the sides of the light and dark reaction? The light reactions takes place in the thylakoid, and the dark reactions takes place in the stroma of the chloroplast. Stroma of the chloroplast. Is it clear? Okay, where the light reactions takes place? In the thylakoid. Why? Because sir, why the thylakoid is going to shows the light reactions? You can observe a thylakoid. For example, this is a thylakoid. On the thylakoid membrane, we have the photosystems are situated on the thylakoid membrane. Okay, already we know chlorophyll pigment, chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, xanthophyll, carotins. These are the pigments responsible for the harvesting the sunlight. Harvesting the sunlight. So where the pigment molecules are situated? On the thylakoid. On the thylakoid. That's why light reactions takes place in the thylakoid, and the pigment molecules present in the thylakoid, the portion is called quantazome. That is called quantazome. Quantazomes. What about quantazomes? The quantazomes are first discovered by Park. Scientist name is Park. Who is the scientist name? And the chloroplast molecule invented by Schimper. Who is the scientist name? Schimper. And the quantazome was first discovered by Park. We are discuss about the paper chromatography technique. Paper chromatography technique. Okay. So what about paper chromatography technique? In the paper chromatography technique, we are going to isolate the pigment systems. So the pigment systems have how many pigments? Chlorophyll A. First one is chlorophyll A. Next chlorophyll B. And third one xanthophylls. Fourth one carotins. How many of major pigments are there here? In the higher plants, we have 4 major pigments. One is a chlorophyll A, second one is a chlorophyll B, third one xanthophylls, fourth one carotins. These are commonly called carotenoids. Xanthophylls and carotins are commonly called as carotenoids. So we have a 4 type of pigments. How we know 4 type of pigments are there? How these 4 type of pigments present in the higher plants, and they exhibit what type of color? They are responsible for which type of color? We don't know that is. So that's why we are going to do a experiment. The experiment name is paper chromatography. Why we are going to do the paper chromatography technique? In the paper chromatography technique, we are going to separate the 4 type of pigments which are present in the plants. So we know what are the exhibiting colors, what are the exhibiting pigment color of the pigment molecules, different type of pigment molecules. First of all, what are the requirements of the paper chromatography technique? So in the paper chromatography technique, first of all we need chromatography paper. The chromatography paper is belongs to Wattmann number 1. We have different type of chromatography papers in the market. We have different type of chromatography papers, but we required which type of chromatography paper? Wattmann number 1 chromatography paper for doing experiment. And second one, we required jar. We required jar, chromatography jar. Okay. And third one, we required a chemical that is called petroleum ether. Petroleum ether. And fourth one, we required acetone. What are the requirements of the paper chromatography technique? Jar and clips. Here, jar and clips. First one is chromatography paper, belongs to Wattmann number 1, and next jar and clips, and petroleum ether, and acetone. These are the requirements of the paper chromatography technique. Okay, now first of all we are going to take the chromatography paper and going to cut that chromatography paper nearly 20 centimeters. Nearly 20 centimeters height. What is the height of the chromatography paper? 20 centimeters. And you are going to make a tip like this. Going to make the tip of the paper like this. Triangle end. Okay. And now we are going to measure that starting point of the angle. So you are going to measure that. Now this is about the chromatography paper. Making of chromatography paper. Now you can take the jar. Chromatography technique jar. Okay. Jar is there. So first of all you are going to take a beaker, and in the beaker we are going to add the chemicals. We have two type of chemicals for the chromatography technique: petroleum ether and acetone. So we are going to add the petroleum ether and acetone in the ratio of 9:1. So you can make a solution 9:1 which have petroleum ether and acetone. So that is going to fill it in the jar. Of the technique. Okay. Now the spinach leaves. You can take a spinach leaves and take the mortar pestle, which can use grinding process. So we have the pestle, mortar. So you can take you can cut the leaf pieces, spinach leaf pieces, and the spinach leaf pieces are taken into the mortar and add little amount of the sand, and little amount of the acetone, and grind that leaf material. So what happened here? After grinding, we have a sap of the leaf. Understood this one? Before we are going to place the chromatography paper in the jar, first of all you are going to take the spinach leaf, nearly 250 grams of the spinach leaves, and grind in the mortar pestle, add the sand and acetone. The acetone is going to purify the sap of the leaf. That's why we are going to add the acetone. So after the grinding, we are going to get the sap of the leaf. Now the sap from the sap of the leaf, you can going to take a 1 drop of the sap of the leaf by the help of holder. You are going to take a one sip of the leaf sap, and the sip of the leaf sap is going to place on the chromatography paper. Placed on the chromatography paper. Understood this one? After grinding of the leaf sap, you can going to take a drop of the leaf sap and place on the chromatography paper. Is it clear? Okay, before we are going to place the chromatography paper in the jar, you can take the spinach leaf sap and the sap of the spinach leaf place on the chromatography paper, like 1 or 2 drops. 1 or 2 drops. Is it clear? So on the chromatography paper, now what is there? This is a leaf sap, leaf drops from the spinach. Now you can go into place the chromatography paper in the jar. Already in the jar, which is present in the 9:1 ratio, petroleum ether is there, acetone is there. Now this chromatography paper is observe the solution. It is going to observe the solution, and the solution is going to move on the chromatography paper. In a to place the chromatography paper in the mixture solution. What happened? The solution is going to move on the chromatography paper like a capillary movement. Here what is there? Leaf sap is there. So that already we know, in the leaf chloroplast is there. In the chloroplast pigments are there, different type of pigments. So now the pigment, the sap of the leaf drop is observe the solution, and the leaf sap material is also moves on the chromatography paper like a capillary movement. So after few hours what happen here? The sap is going to move on the chromatography paper with the help of solution. Okay, what is the movement is called? Capillary movement. That movement is called capillary movement. So now what happened? The pigments are going to reach to different heights on the chromatography paper. Understood this one here? After the few hours, the sap of the leaf is going to move on the chromatography paper like capillary movement by the help of solution, and in the leaf we have pigments, and the pigments are also moved on the paper, and they can go into reach to some particular heights. For example, this is a 20 meters height. So here we have, for example, here we have chlorophyll B. Here we have chlorophyll A. This one is xanthophyll, and this one is a carotene. We does not know what are these first of all. After the capillary movement, here we are going to discover light yellowish green color. And the light yellowish green color going to move towards reach to the 5 centimeters height. So till the 5 centimeter height, you can observe yellowish green color. Now the yellowish green color is nothing but chlorophyll B. You can observe the 10 centimeters height. So in the 10 centimeters height, we can observe the bluish green color. That is nothing but chlorophyll A. After that 15 centimeters height, you can observe yellowish color. That is belongs to xanthophyll. Next, orange color. That orange color belongs to carotene. So this is about the separation of pigments by the help of paper chromatography. In the paper chromatography, chlorophyll B slightly yellowish green color, chlorophyll A bluish green color, xanthophyll yellow color, and carotene is red or orange color. So this is about the separation of pigments by the help of paper chromatography technique.